All right, you groovy grasshoppers. Just a regular old Mark Punkenbig from his
Mahwah,
own
New Jersey,
universe. Uh,
my lair.
and again, I got to keep in mind, Patriot Games is Patriot Training. I apologize. Patriot
Patriot
Training.
Games is a good movie.
That's very good. I like that.
Charlize Theron. That was a really. Oh no, I'm sorry, Ben Affleck, right?
Patriot Games. Which one was that?
I'm thinking Reindeer Games. That was
Reindeer. That was a good one too. That was smoking.
Yeah.
That was sexy. Jeez.
That's the first film I've seen her like back in the day was in, and she was.
Yeah. Well, she's pretty. She's a pretty girl. Yeah. Okay. So Patriot Training Systems is Mark Puttenvink's company. You can train anybody. You can get hold of him on Facebook. You're not on Instagram, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, you are.
Yeah. I'm all over.
Ira Matthews. He's a smart, intelligent, tasteful man. Hey, studs. Yeah. Okay. So Mark and I came an epiphany before the show. No one else in the country or the world has ever thought of this before. But we have decided that men and women speak different languages. And it's better when you just recognize that.
Yeah.
Right? As I said,
there was that bestseller years ago. Remember Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus?
I know. No, that we didn't. That's you and I just decided this. Yeah. Yeah, we just thought of this ourselves. So I watched this great video. We're go back and forth and talk about his Mark's relationship with this wonderful woman, Beth. And so this really nice woman, pretty woman, she's very thoughtful. It seemed like really loved her husband. So she's getting up in front of the crowd, and there's a panel, like 2 or 3 people up front. And she says, I love my husband. He's fantastic. But I have to think of everything and tell him to do everything. Like if I want a hug, I got to say, honey, can you give me a hug? Can we go on a date night? And the guy up on the panel was very nice, very professional man. Everything goes, ma'am, you do understand you married a man. He does not listen. He said the numbers he used was he'll listen to about 25% of what you say. And of that 25%, he comprehends about 5% of that. So,
well, what happens sometimes too, like Beth will start saying something, and before she's done, I've already figured out the answer, but it's not even close to what she's trying to get at. And then I got to kind of, oh, yeah.
See, and I mean this is a total compliment. We joked about this before. You do have this thing. Like you're a very knowledgeable man in a lot of different areas. So when you're having a discussion, you'll know an answer or whatever, and you want to give it, right? Give that answer right away.
Yeah, but the problem here, Tom, in all the years, I don't think I've been right once. Not one time.
That's
right.
Not true. That's not true.
Maybe once.
All right. So I want your opinion here. I think I know the answer. Okay. So they've raised the rent here sizably. I think a lot of people are still moving out of the city. They're redoing the units and making them better. So they raised it a substantial amount. And now either it's me becoming the grouchy old man, or it's a epidemic of lawlessness amongst dog owners. They just don't want to, like they've letting the dogs all run around.
We have the same problem here. Somebody actually took the time with chalk and very clearly wrote, "Pick up your dog shit" on the sidewalk in front of the unit. Right. It's getting nasty around here. You have dog shit wars.
Is it getting worse? Is it my imagination?
Well, for here, there's more renters than owners now. When it used to be primarily owners, like, renters don't care.
Right. And this is all rentals where I am too. Yeah. Dog poop all over the place. And where I am, it's like I'm in the center of dog universe. Like there's dogs all around me. All the small little dogs yapping all the time and everything. Yeah. Oh my God. Jeez.
See the dogs barking or the leaf blower 24/7.
Yeah. Leaf blower. Well, I got to be very delicate about this story. Did I tell you about the woman who came and asked for my help the other day in the parking lot?
Yeah. That was an interesting story.
Oh man. So I'm dealing with, well, I should be very careful. She has her own mental health issues and she's looking for help. And she's following me online all the time and asked me to help her. And I didn't realize what was going on with her. I actually thought she was in danger somehow. So, so we'll be careful. But that goes on in the dogs. Oh my God. And it's, what the worst thing is too, is it's primarily not limited to women with the dogs. So, I mean, you can't even get to a confrontation. It's like,
I got a great idea.
Okay, go.
Get one of those chest cameras.
Yeah.
And you have one. A whole, like a thread every morning, like with the people and your interaction with them. Be a hit. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be classic. And put it together, the music and everything, and post it. Yeah, because I've had 2 women just like come up to me like they're linebackers and they're trying to tackle me or something. They're just running up to me. They just look, and they're older women. They got this look like they're going to reprimand me.
Yeah. What were you doing wrong?
I was trying to get the rules enforced, like put your dog on a leash. It's
Or better yet, you should get a referee jersey,
nice.
get a whistle. Yeah.
Nice.
If you want to throw a flag like in football, that'd be kind of cool.
You know what? Oh, that'd be classic. Yes. Oh, that's excellent. Yeah. Oh, make fun of it instead and film the whole thing. Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. You're thinking now. Oh man, that's funny. Or else I was thinking to get one of those $14,000 dog outfits that one guy bought. Did you see that in the paper?
Yeah. What was that about, man?
He bought this $14,000. He kept stressing he spent $14,000 on this dog suit. It's a cute little dog. It's like, I guess he
well behaved.
Yeah. Pees in the toilet. You know, take him outside to pee. Yeah. You know what? Maybe that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Wow. He should. You know that there's another cottage industry. You can just like rent guys like that out. Here's my pet. Looks like a dog, kind of. Yeah. You don't have to walk it. You know.
Oh, great idea. It looks like it's nice and furry and everything like that. You can pet it a whole bit. Yeah. I wouldn't want to have a guy in there though. I'd want like a girl.
Well, of course. You get a cat.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Okay. So another opinion I need. Okay. Larry Melnick is now okay. So he says that he's coming. The golf tournament September 18th. He says he's coming. Okay. So last year the same thing happened. He said he was coming and he bailed on it. So now he called me up and said, well, the Rangers are putting him in a hotel for a couple of nights, but he wants to stay about, I think 6 more nights or something like that. He says, well, I can stay at your place, right? And I, well, Larry, you can have a couple of nights here, but
well, again, this is another opportunity. You were saying that the rent's going up.
Right. Oh, charge him.
Figure out a per diem.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man, you are on fire today with your ideas. Man, on fire. Oh, that's right. So he would normally, let's say he stayed at a hotel. He probably no, he'd have to stay at a real fancy place, $200 a night or something, right?
Easy, $250. Yeah. Right.
And then he'll probably expect me to cook for him too. So that's.
Well, you could put a whole package together.
Right.
Yeah. Work them out, feed them.
Right.
Let them stay there.
Right. Listen to him talk. Because I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing him. In a couple of nights is fine, but after a while, right? Like having somebody stay with you.
Yeah. Well, the rule is the third time you hear the same story.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. You can't go past 3.
Time to move on.
But I think he's one of those guys that even when you tell him, Larry, you told me the story, he'll just keep on plowing through, right? Renaissance is 5. Yeah. Nice. Oh man, I could make some money here, right?
Yeah.
$500 a day.
Yeah.
Wow. So I see once again, you are the positive man. I overlooked the positive here. I was looking at the negative instead of just saying, wow, this is an opportunity.
And listen, here's the other. You do your march every morning. Why not incorporate a gaggle of dogs with you? Do some dog walking. Some of the dog walking make like $200,000 a year.
Oh, that's a good point. So instead of me complaining about the dogs, I'll go around and get the dog. Right.
You get to know the dogs, and they know you, and it's a big party, and you're making some ching. Boom, right on the hand.
You've got a whole industry. So I'll pay to have people come and stay with me.
Yeah.
Right. Also walk the dogs.
Yeah.
Wow. So it'll go from being like a negative. Both. Okay. So let's talk about the dogs first. It'll go from being a negative where they're bothering me all the time to now I'll bond with the dogs and get them used to being on a leash.
Yeah.
Instead of running wild. Yeah. The one guy I yelled at, and he said, well, he does it all the time. And I might have dropped an F-bomb. And then he goes to me, you don't have to curse at me.
Well, what does that say to me? He doesn't do it all the time. Or whatever. What does that mean?
Yeah. Okay, that's a fine. Because there's a town ordinance that says your dog has to be on a leash. It's part of when you sign your lease here, the dog, it says right in there, the dog has to be on a leash too.
Well, there was a woman here who's been approached by several people because she doesn't pick up. And her response is always, oh, I forgot a bag. So I felt like, use your hand.
I forgot a bag.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what it is too? I don't know. It's a whole respect issue. It's like, it's not the end of the world. It's
not that hard.
Yeah. You just don't care about anybody else is what it was. Oh, imagine Larry's here and the dogs are running wild. Larry's go-to.
Keep the camera rolling.
Yeah. Oh.
There's a TikTok video in there.
Maybe so. So my deck has got like a fence around it, so it's privacy. There's a little hole there, so you can walk in and out. Maybe you should just go sit outside the deck in the back where all the dogs are walking. Have some adult beverages and see what happens. Just see what happens.
It's like a social experiment.
Yeah. Oh, you are brilliant.
Well,
Yeah. That Beth is a lucky woman.
Oh, she is.
Wow, that's excellent. Oh, that's right. So now I don't use air conditioning. Well, it's September. Larry's coming in, so probably be cool.
Shuts down on September 1st, I believe.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Here's Larry's here. Thomas will take care of the problems in your complex. Don't worry. Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's bad enough. My reputation is bad enough now with the dog owners. When Larry comes in, the thing is, Larry, he'll stir the pot and then he'll leave.
Well,
right?
was he your D partner for a while? Right?
Yes.
He had a right-handed shot, correct?
He's left-handed shot.
Oh, he's a left-handed shot.
Yeah.
But he was your D. So you guys can go out as a tandem again.
Right.
You could deal with this dog. He can be on the hinge over here working on that dog, and you're good to go.
Oh, so the adult beverages, he'll be going with the PBRs. I'll have some tequila going on. Yeah. Maybe we get our hockey helmets too. Like put the gloves on, stick, so you can throw down, right? So you've got the stick and gloves on, you can throw down. Oh goodness, how are you doing? Oh, so we got to get at it this coming Saturday, August 19th. That's the swim across the Hudson. So again, we've talked about it quite a bit. But just to be sure, Mark plays a huge role in setting up. I think our friend, retired Navy SEAL, Bill Brown, started this. This is the 5th year, right?
The 5th year.
Yeah. Right. So he started it. It goes any donations you can make to the Navy SEAL Foundation.
Correct.
You can go to their website. So that's the charity this is for. They started Liberty State Park. They do 100. Did they do pull-ups at Liberty State Park as well, or just?
No, we don't. Just 100 push-ups, and then benediction and a few speakers. And then it starts at Fallen Towers Memorial, and then from there there's about 1.25 mile flag run down to where they get wet. Everybody's familiar with the commercial for, I think it's Liberty Insurance. The statue's always in the back. It's like,
oh yeah.
That's where they get wet, and then of course the first barge is at the statue. They come up, they do 22 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, get wet, go to the second barge, which is at Ellis Island. Same process, 100 push-ups, 22 pull-ups, and then they get wet. And it's the final leg to South Cove, and then they do another flag run up to the Special Operator Memorial, which is right across the street from the 9/11 Memorial. Another 100 push-ups and 22 pull-ups, and then it's off to O'Hara's.
Yeah. And again, so people know the 22 pull-ups are to signify what a rough estimate of how many suicides are every day amongst veterans. Some people think
might be higher too.
Yeah, but that's what it is. And again, I've talked about it so many times. If you get a chance to go, man, it'll change your life, really. The speeches, the attitude around there, the patriotism, especially at Liberty State Park when they're getting ready. It's like that on the other side, but it's not as much of a ceremony on the other side. And again, a lot of the veterans, mainly Navy SEALs, will go to the site of the Fallen Towers and say some prayers and everything too. And you're going through the street, they got the bagpipes going on. Oh my God, man.
So I've got an interesting crew that's going to work with me, and I got my meatheads, Rob and Tony and Al. I mean, there's some pretty, you met them. But then I have a couple guys from the Warriors program. It's their first time, and they're going to be super pumped. So I got Nick Levy, Keith Morano, who was Navy. Nick was Navy, and then Ernie Hernandez, who was just actually going to be his second one, and then our good friend Cap, who was Air Force. So I got some new guys that are going to really have a great experience.
Yeah. It's even when you're on the barges too. You're looking at the background of the Statue of Liberty's there. That all these guys are swimming in the water. Yeah, and they're so competitive too. It's not a race, but to tell them it's not a race is irrelevant. They're gonna.
It's hard, and that's one of the logistical issues because I think there's somewhere in the vicinity of 225 swimmers this year.
Yeah.
So you have maybe 70 or so SEALs, and then the rest are either veterans, first responder, law enforcement, or just patriots that passed the swim test. So it's a lot of people. Yeah. So we're gonna have to do some herding up on the barges. They got to go through the electronic check through. Right. Then we have to get a couple manual counts before we get everybody back in the water. So
it's pretty cool because they've got to make sure they count everybody when they get up there. And they've got these electronic.
Do the electronic, then we do 2 manual.
Right, and they make the guys all count out. 1 through 225.
We used to, but now we do. We just set them down and we just go up and down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and it's funny because they're so competitive. There's one guy. Who's the guy?
His first name is Mark.
Yeah.
He actually, the year you met him, which was the second swim or the first swim, I forget. It might have been the second swim.
Yeah.
It was. You know why? Because there was some Division I swimmers that he beat.
Yes, that's right. That's the it was year 3. It was year 3 because remember there were so many people. Yeah, there's not enough police in the water to make sure that everybody was okay. So they had them wait on the barge, and he was going nuts because he didn't want to wait. He wanted to go.
He just got out of military. He was at his last job. He was an instructor at Buds.
Right.
So for him, it was interesting. He saw a lot of guys that he instructed when they went through BUD/S. But yeah, I mean, the guy was, I think he told me he was like 51, 52. I mean, just tremendous shit.
Man, he was lean.
Beating Division I swimmers, and they weren't like from little schools. One was from
Yeah.
Kentucky. They were like major swimming schools in Florida, and he beat them. Yeah.
I know I've told the story too, but I've got a scar where I lost my spleen going down my stomach. And we're standing there. You were standing right there, I think, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So the guy, he saw the scar, and he had the same scar. So I just assumed he got the spleen taken out as well. So he says, "Oh, we got the same scar." I says, "Yeah, did you get your spleen taken out?" And he was so cool the way he said it too. Like he just was like, "Nah, I got shot." They had to move some organs around.
Yeah,
Here I was.
Bill Branham. Excuse me, Bill Branham. He's out of Hawaii actually, so he comes all the way out from Hawaii for that. Yeah.
Here I was thinking I was so tough, I got my spleen taken out. This guy's got shot, right? Yeah, same scar, but not the same injury.
Yeah, well, we all lose sight of that sometimes.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you think we do. We think we're tough, and I guess we are in some ways, but compared to what these guys do, it's a whole different story. Speaking of veterans, there's our friend.
You hear that noise pollution?
What is that?
The leaf blower.
Oh, I know. God,
all day long.
Man. Barry Shelley, our veteran up in Cooperstown, New York. Man, he's a loved man, right? He does a lot of good things for people.
He does a lot of great things. He really does, and he continues to. He had his reunion. I'm sorry, Hall of Fame thing this weekend up in Cooperstown.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So here comes Tracy. Tracy Marie now has become like, I don't know how to describe, just vicious with me. Like it's
or honest, one or the other.
Yeah. You know what? Again, good point by you. You are on fire today with your points.
I know. You know what it is? It's because I'm wearing my Johnny Taco shirt. It's kind of like fiery.
Yeah, I never even thought of that. You got a shirt on. What are you doing with the shirt on? Like, you don't at least have like a wife beater.
I'm trying to present a more professional.
Oh, okay.
Across the board look. Yeah.
It's not working. Not working. What's I got to just say? What is another name for a wife beater shirt? Those ones with no sleeves. What are they called?
Oh, well. It's not such a great one, but guinea tea, meaning Italian form.
Good. Yeah. Oh, here we go. See, this is okay. So this is her pattern. Okay. Mm-hmm. So whoever else we're discussing, other than me, she compliments them all the time. Like she did with James Patrick, like Ira, Danny Erickson.
Thanks, Tracy.
Yeah, but it is truly a compliment to you, but it's also like a way to get at me, right?
A little thing on you a bit there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank God Barry Shelley's here. He sticks up for me all the time.
Yes, he does.
Magical creature. How are you feeling?
The Hall of Fame. The first thing I saw was Tom Laidlaw right in front
me.
of
Right. Did you have some injury that was bothering you? Your shoulder or something? What was bothering you?
I won't, Jack. My elbows.
Oh yeah, elbow.
And I broke my toe, and that's something.
Very, very, very. I'm very upset with Barry Shelley now. He is off the list. Be nice to Tracy. She's a box. Oh, God.
Awesome.
Unbelievable. Awesome. It's just the people that are flipping around. Like I'm sensitive, I've got feelings.
You really, you got to come out more a little bit. You're like kind of spell. Yeah.
What's this? Hold on. I got to decipher this. So now she's attacking somebody else. See, and what she's good at too is the nice she used the little periods. What does it mean like that when you hold a whole bunch of periods there?
I think it's a pause for you to retain.
Oh, okay. I see.
There's actually a word for it. I forget what it is.
Yeah, I know too. Yeah. Tracy will tell it. Yeah, but here's what she does too. Like she wants to really accentuate certain things. So like if she says no, it'll be like a whole bunch, like 10 O's, or she'll capitalize, right? Like I gotta admire her creativity. She just doesn't make the statement. It's really like something to it.
Oh, by the way, before I forget, also.
Yeah.
On Friday, if anybody's interested in going, I don't know what time it is. If you go to the Navy SEAL Foundation, you can see what time. But they're gonna down at Liberty State, they're gonna leapfrog in from the sky.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're gonna do some tandems with family members of Gold Star family members who've lost somebody. So if anybody wants to go to that, it's really super cool.
And we don't know the timing of that yet, do we? You don't know the time of that yet?
No, there is a set time. It's not going to be Saturday. It's going to be Friday, the day before the event.
Okay.
If you go to the Navy SEAL Foundation website, you can look. And I don't know off the top of my head, but I was sometime early afternoon.
Yeah, great event, great cause. Again, you don't have to go to if you wanted to make any donations or even donate your time or anything else. You can go to the Navy SEAL Foundation and make those donations.
And if you can't make it physically, it'll be on Fox
right.
News or whatever.
That's
Because
right.
Pete Hegsteth and Will Kane are swimming, and they're both anchors on Fox.
That's right. Pretty guys, aren't they? They're pretty.
Well, Will looks like he was a Division I swimmer because he was standing next to Bill Brown. Bill's probably like 6'1". The dude was taller, but he had a waist like this big, and he was just looked like Michael Phelps.
Let me see here, Iris. Tell us story, Tom. How about my favorite of with the hot girl coming down to the ranger bench? Oh, you want to hear that story again? Did I ever tell you that story?
No, but I got one too.
All right, I'll tell Navy SEAL. So just Tracy, not to try to pick on you. I learned this from Mark actually. When you write SEAL, that's an acronym. Is that the correct word for that? So you got to write all in capitals. I know you like to write in capitals. You missed an opportunity there. So it's sea, air, and land, right? Sea, air, land. Okay. Well, I know what I forgot to mention. A great old, I guess he's equipment manager. Used to work at the Garden all the time. Tommy Horvath.
Oh yeah,
worked for many years. Fantastic person. We found out this morning that he just passed away. Great guy. So we're, I think the funeral is Thursday. They believe they're going to get back to me with the time, date on that. And Ronkonkoma supposedly is where it is.
Yeah, what a great group of guys that were. Tommy Horvath and Joe Devaney and Scott Devaney and
Jerry Maloney.
I didn't know Jerry, but it was a great group of guys. Yeah.
So I've told this story. Jerry Maloney was one of the nicest guys. Everybody loved him. Like seriously loved him. Like a sweet guy, hard worker, always there for the team. Like those guys, the trainers, they work tirelessly. The equipment. He had a bad stuttering problem, and now we didn't make fun of him. Like, it wasn't like we picked on him or bullied or something. He would laugh at himself, Yeah. So I'll never forget the time. Steve Vickers' wife, she was a very attractive woman. And I don't know if Jerry got nervous or whatever. He had to call her for some reason. And he got on the phone and he couldn't he started stuttering. Now she didn't know it was him. There's no cell phones. You can't tell who's calling you back in those days. Yeah. So she started yelling at him. She thought it was some kind of pervert that called her. And we let it go for a while. So now Jerry's getting more flustered. He can't get the words out. And we finally ran over and told it was terrible because he's laughing with us, but he knows he's trying to talk to her. And she's losing her mind. She thinks it's some perv. Oh, God, that was so funny. Let me see here what the great Tracy Marie. Ronkonkoma is by Danny Erickson and myself. Well. Could it be?
There you go.
So go to the funeral.
Yeah.
There's our other veteran buddy, Mr. Ron Jameson, up in beautiful Buffalo, New York. Buffalo. You ever been to Buffalo? You spent any time in Buffalo?
Unfortunately.
There's not much there. I used to take my boys to Niagara Falls quite a bit, so we were in that.
Yeah, I mean, all I saw was the hotel on the inside of the rink, but yeah. It was,
yeah. Oh, man, it's cold.
That's for sure.
Yeah, cold, man. You go up there, you can just be guaranteed you go up for a hockey tournament during the winter up in Buffalo, it's going to be cold. So, yeah.
You get snow with it. Yeah.
All right. I remember Matthew wants me to tell the story about this woman coming down from the stands. All right. So this is Herb Brooks was coaching. So it must have been like my third or fourth year in the league. I'm on the ice, TV timeout. We were playing terrible. Herb is losing his mind, yelling at us. So when the coaches, you got to pay attention, right? You can't just especially if you're on the ice, because now you're turning and looking at them, right? So obviously, especially back in those days, it's still like this now. There's, people are all dressed up in the lower bowl. So you're looking at her. Yeah, I'm 24, 25 years old. So of course, you can't help but look. And this beautiful woman comes walking down, the fur coat and the dress on and everything. And she's staring at me. So again, in my mind, as the healthy young man, thinks she wants me totally. It can't be for any other reason. So she gets down near the glass, and I'm thinking that she's starting to lean towards the glass. I'm thinking she's going to be giving me my phone number, and Herb's going to lose his mind. And so some of the guys see this happening, right? And they're going, "Oh, good job, Tom." She gets down to the glass. She starts banging on the glass. She goes, "Laidlaw, you suck." And the guys are dying. Now remember, Herb's yelling this whole time. We're trying to pay attention to her, but you can't miss. I don't think I think he was losing his mind so much. I don't think he realized what was going on.
That's
oh, God.
Well, I tell you the story. I won't name names, but so this guy that I know, older guy, good looking guy still. I'm going to say older looking, in his early 70s, still very good looking, made money. So he was telling me he was in South Beach and was going to get some dinner. And they said it's like a 45-minute wait. So we went to the bar and he's having a drink. And across the bar is this really young, hot blonde. I mean, like South Beach high-end blonde girl. She's with her boyfriend. But she's looking at this guy going, "You're perfect." That's all she keeps saying, "You're perfect," right? So he's like, "Oh well," walks over, starts, and he got close enough to hear what she was saying. She was saying, "You'd be perfect for my mother."
Oh,
So see, that's how quickly your ego can just
totally.
smash.
I've had that happen before. I was with a whole bunch of guys at a bar. I think we were playing men's league hockey. It was someplace after we were skating, And this young girl's talking to me all the time. I'm like, I don't know, is she sitting out there? I don't know. And it was all night long. And the guy said, "Oh, good job, Tom." This is a hot young girl. And then the night she says, "Listen, can I have your number? I think you'd be perfect for my aunt."
Oh, Jesus. Well, the worst is when a girl says, "You remind me of my brother." "Oh, really?" "Yeah." "Then he's special."
Oh, God.
That's how it
That's
goes.
Wing Spot in Buffalo. Sinatra's, right? Isn't that the famous Wing Spot in Buffalo?
Well, we used to get them from Anchor Bar. So like,
yes, you're right.
In the room after the game.
Yeah, you're right.
But they'd also have 3 different boxes of one was like Italian style teriyaki and then regular wings from Anchor Bar. So I would sneak in there a little bit before the third period ended and grab a few.
Yeah. Oh man, they make good chicken wings there too. What's the secret to good chicken wings, you think?
Probably how you fry them, what kind of oil you use,
Yeah,
or stuff like that. Yeah.
they come out pretty good in the air fryer too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It gives you that fried taste. I've learned for me, it's you cook the wings almost done, and then you put them in the sauce, and then cook them again. If no there, instead of cooking, there's something happens when you cook it with the sauce on. I can't remember what that rationale was, but
for Ron, my most vivid memory of Buffalo was who's the guy that was running around all the time? Verrata, was that his name?
Yeah.
So he clipped Eric in the face. So I'm following Eric into the room to see what's going on, and the coffee machine's here with the glass pots on it.
Okay.
I'm behind Eric. Eric doesn't see how close he takes the stick. He's like, "I'm sick of this shit," and he swings. And thank God I boxed because I just rolled under that stick. But then I had a hot broken glass coming out of my head. Crazy.
Oh, wow.
But that was his name, right? Verrata?
Yeah, it was Verrata. I remember him too. Yeah, he wasn't much of a fighter, but he's running around hitting everybody all the time.
He was sticky and run.
Yeah. Let me see. What is Barry Shelley saying here? Can't ignore Barry Shelley. Was that woman you just talked about named Caitlyn Marie Jenner? Oh, Barry.
All right, pretty rough.
Oh, man. Again.
Can't say that.
Okay, so this is Barry. We're going to find the positive of that statement, right?
Yeah. Well, it's a compliment to Caitlyn Jenner because she said it was a very attractive woman.
Good point by you.
There you go. So it's actually a compliment to Caitlyn.
Right. Seems to be a lot of talk about trans movement and all the.
Yeah, for this year it'll be something else.
Yeah, okay, it's a diversion, right?
Yeah.
So we don't talk about Hunter Biden.
What's more important is talk about what the Kardashian women have done to all their men. Think about it. Every man they've been with, they've ruined. Like the ball player Odom, he holed up in a hooker joint out in Vegas and cracked out for a few days.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, every dude they've been with. Like there was a kid on the Nets here. I forget his name. He was married to Kim Kardashian for like 15 minutes.
Was it the kid as the jumper, like he could jump and dunk the ball? But every dude they've been with, they've blown. I know. Every dude they've been with, they've blown.
One so much. I'm going on the what's that?
Would you say every guy they've been with, they've blown?
They ruined.
Well, I think they said blown. I was like, what are you talking about?
They ruined.
Oh, yeah. Can you imagine getting married to into that family? Oh, God.
And most people don't even realize who Kardashian was, her father.
Go.
One of OJ's attorneys.
Yeah. So, and they've made most of their money so they're really nobody. They don't have any skills, do they?
Well, they're pretty skilled because they're all billionaires. Marketing.
Right.
I don't know who coached them along the way, but they've done a tremendous amount of business. I mean, and this is a while back when Twitter first started. Every time Kim Kardashian would tweet, "I'm at Starbucks getting a cafe," she got $10,000 check from Starbucks.
Wow.
Because she had so many followers.
Oh.
So she said, "Yeah, I'm going in with my BFF and to get coffee at Starbucks." It's advertising for stuff. Right.
And then once they got all this money, now they invest it.
I think one of them has a cosmetic line. And, they've certainly parlayed.
Key to air fryer wings: spray them with a nonstick spray. Brings out the fried taste. Yeah, I like that idea. I've got a little sprayer. I've got my avocado oil in my little sprayer there.
Yeah. I'll see you Saturday, brother.
What's that, sir?
Keith is one of our warriors. And
Oh, hi,
maybe
Keith.
yeah.
Great to
guy.
meet you. Thank you for your service, Keith. Great to meet you.
Good man.
Very cool. Well, is he a good hockey player? Don't lie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Good player. Real good player.
Good. Everybody, I'm glad he's on here with us. Yeah.
And by the way, I'm his favorite coach ever, he said.
Oh, yeah. Good. Well, it makes sense. Yeah. Let's see here. I like
He
that.
got me a T-shirt, actually.
Another great vet. You better be following us all the time there, Keith, to be on the show. Okay. Again, I think it's fantastic. So an old gentleman that was at Costco, you can tell it was kind of like his maid or nanny was pushing around the wheelchair. He is proudly wearing that veteran hat, though, I'll tell you. And, you can tell he's very old and he just kind of hunched over the chair. And I went over and said hello to him, shook his hand. He's like,
That's
man,
awesome.
he was proud, man. He was,
That's great stuff.
What else is going on exciting in the world? So again, just so everybody knows, we got the great event this Saturday, starting early in the day, right? They're going to the water like 8 o'clock.
So they're going to go in the water at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
So if you want to get there for the opening ceremony, I believe it starts at 6:30 a.m. And then again, that'll be the benediction. A few people speak, and that's when they all line up in between the Fallen Towers Memorial. I mean, it's a sight that you really need to see.
Oh, yeah, and all the speeches, and you just feel the passion that these are warriors, people that fought for the country. There's at least one there that lost a leg too, right? He's been there.
Yeah, Turbo, his name is.
Yeah.
And he does the swim, and I think he does it, and he swims with somebody's weapon that didn't make it back.
That's right. Yeah. One of the highlights, I don't think it was planned. We went through this before when the guy stood up and said, "Take me."
Yeah.
Remember that? So that was 2 years ago. So there's a priest, I guess, who's part of the group. I think he's a retired SEAL as well, and he's getting up and doing the whole benediction, I think you call it, or whatever. And he gets to that part in the Bible where he goes, and the Lord thought to himself, "Who should I take?" And the guy just jumped up, big guy too, in the crowd. They're all kneeled down. He jumps up, stands up. This guy just randomly, "Take me, I'll go."
Well, what's amazing about, so I've been very fortunate to meet a whole bunch of SEALs and also people that are in other areas. Like, so Rhonda Viteri, who's a very accomplished author. She's a tremendous woman. I mean, she goes over to Africa and does stuff for children over there. She's a runner. She's a swimmer. She's an amazing woman. Got to know her, and turns out her husband works for, I don't want to get it wrong, one of the golf manufacturers, and they donate equipment for golf outing for the Warriors. So you just network with a lot of tremendous people. It's really, really.
Here's a good question for both of us. Any pointers for high school hockey players as we are approaching September? Well, the biggest thing to me is conditioning, both your mind and your body, right, to prepare. It's a little late now, but you can still get going. But it's I'm helping a neighbor here, young boy. He's 14 years old, going to high school. And what I really stress with him is that when he does every exercise to do it properly, not just necessarily for the physical part, but for the mental discipline part of it. In fact, today, so we're planning on working out every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. Now, I've left him with, listen, I'm the adult, but you've got to be responsible here. This is your training. So you need to confirm that we're set up for Monday. He didn't do that last night. Right. So I just, I tried to teach him a little lesson here. So I didn't go to the training. And so I'm going to talk to him later on and say, listen, this is not about me. It's about you having discipline. So you jump in what you think as well.
Well, I mean, from just a conditioning aspect, not a strength, but just conditioning. Right now, you want to be doing sprint work because hockey's anaerobic sport. It's sprint. You recover, you go out and sprint again. The best thing to do if you don't want to have a structured program is play 3-on-3 basketball.
Yeah.
Because it's down and back and down and back and down. And kind of replicate, you're weaving. It's very similar to ice hockey in the sense of the flow and also the anaerobic stress that you're putting on your body.
Well, Ira Matthews, how do you feel about the USA soccer team not standing for the national? Well, people say, well, it's disrespectful to the men and women and the flag, the people that fought for the country. I look at it. Listen, I don't like it. Be respectful. There's another way. Even you're going to alienate some people if you have a cause that you're trying to fight for. But I do believe that they have the right to do it. Right. That's the tricky thing. And men and women have fought and died and been injured, so that we do have the right to do that. So you can't say that it's the wrong. It is, to me, it's the wrong thing to do. Again, it doesn't even help their cause because so many people are just going to turn against you because you're doing that. That's my.
I also think, I hate to say it this way, but you also wonder how virtuous they really are. Right?
Yeah.
Are they really doing it because they believe in this cause, or Is it because now I'm famous? Everybody knows who I am because I took a knee.
Right.
And I still miss an easy chip shot for a penalty kick.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just play a game. Right. If you want to discuss political, whatever, or ideological, that's fine. Don't do it in the no one goes to work and says, I'm going to represent pick a company and I'm going to take a knee. No, you do it on your own. You don't, because then it drags you and I into it that are just part of the staff or another player or whatever.
I can't remember. Did they talk about why they were taking a kneel?
I have no idea.
Yeah. So let's say you were against police violence. Let's make that assumption. Colin Kaepernick, that was part of his thing. Yeah. I think you're better off, get in the car with a police officer and go do a ride along and talk to that police officer, see what he goes through, and talk to him about how you believe. If you're a black person and you think that you're getting discriminated more by police officers, have a discussion with him about that. Kneeling doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do anything. It's to me, it's a very insignificant protest. If you want to write a check, if you're making millions of dollars, you want to write a check to open up a preschool in an area that could really use one, then you're impressing me.
Right. Or donate your time. Donate your time. Go into the community.
Donate your time. A guy like Kaepernick, I'm not picking on him because he's not the only one, but to your point, maybe try to set up some kind of communication between law enforcement and wherever he's playing, San Fran at the time, in the community. Do something positive instead of just being a rabble rouser. It really accomplishes nothing. Yeah.
I tell you what, I talked about this before. I've kind of gone down that rabbit hole on YouTube where I watch a lot of these First Amendment auditors. Now, some of them are trying to stir the pot, but some of them are really legitimately trying to maintain the First Amendment. That's your right to film in public. And I think it's very important. If you don't exercise your rights, you will lose them, right? They look back. Rosa Parks is a hero for what she did by sitting in the seat. So,
so here's the thing, and I think Bill said it last week, and you really summed it up. This is the only country ever in the history of mankind that is created with the idea that we have the liberty and the pursuit of happiness. And has it been a perfect country? No, it's been a horrible country at times. Not horrible, but some horrible things have occurred.
Yep.
But it's 2023.
Yep.
And instead of looking back 100 years, why don't we look forward to tomorrow and just work on what we need to work on today?
Yeah. Helping each other.
I can't go back and change anything, man.
Yeah.
I wish I could.
Help each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Our new buddy here, Keith, if you don't love America, don't represent it on a national team which represents America. That's cool. Yeah. Good.
That should be your protest.
Right.
And to me, to Keith's point, that's a great point because I think you'd get more publicity if you said, listen, imagine you're a really quality, high-end player and said, I'm not playing because I don't agree.
Good point.
But nobody seems to want to do that because
more I think about that. That's an excellent point. Yeah, you shouldn't have the right then to represent your country. That's an honor to do that.
Or if you really truly believe in this, you should take it upon yourself. Say, I'm not going to the Olympics. And we've done it as a nation. We didn't go to the Summer Games in '80 because the Russians or the Soviets rather went into Afghanistan. So we skipped the whole Olympics.
Right.
So that to me is a louder statement than just taking a knee. And it's kind of weird.
Good point. Especially when it comes from a veteran like Keith, too. It just means so much, There's a guy that's done it, right?
Well, the thing about a veteran is that I think we all have to remember that flag represents some man or woman who you'll never meet, never knew, was willing to die for you. Right. And that's really what it sums up.
Yeah, totally. Well, and on that note, too, again, so Saturday, August 19th, getting in the water at 8 o'clock at Liberty State Park, Fallen Towers.
Yeah, so if you show up to the Fallen Towers Museum, again, that's where the benediction and push-ups and some speakers. And then you could follow the flag run down. It's pretty cool. It's a whole bunch of people.
Right. And again, they're getting in the water at 8 o'clock in the morning. They'll start the ceremonies around 6:30. And then they'll get to Lower Manhattan. Approximately how long did it take? A couple hours?
It's around, because you got to remember we're stopping and they're doing push-ups about 3 hours. So
about 3 hours.
I think the Bill laid out the timeline. I think they're going to get into South Cove somewhere around 11 or 11:30ish, I believe. So
again, starting around 6:30 at Liberty State Park, getting to Lower Manhattan, 10:30, 11 o'clock in that range. There's not as much of a ceremony, although it's still pretty patriotic when they're running through the streets. They get the shorts on the flag over the shoulder, the bagpipe going. So if you can't get over to Liberty State Park, at least you can get to Lower Manhattan.
And by the way, I know you've mentioned before, but Jason Redmond is swimming as well.
And Jason is the guy with the orange thing on the door.
Yeah.
Oh man, I would love to meet him. So I've got to post that again. I posted it a couple of times already. For people that haven't seen the story, he was badly wounded in Afghanistan,
Correct.
I believe it was, and was in the hospital over here, I believe it was. And I guess people were coming to see him. They were very like, he was bad shape, and they were like really trying to be sympathetic, oh, poor you, and all that. And he wrote this fantastic poster. He and his wife, I guess, put it together. He basically did the thoughts, put it together. But it was basically saying, listen, if you're going to enter this room, this is a positive room. I'm going to get better, and I'm going to add about 10% more. I'm paraphrasing when I say this, but it was the kind of thing like here's this guy, like, you know, he feels sorry for himself, but no, it's not doing that. That's not the way things are going to be. It was, I'll post it. I'll post it.
Incredible, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it'll be about 225 guys. If you want to go, you want to. If you want to donate, you can go to the Navy SEAL Foundation. Donate money, your time, anything to help at all for veterans. So, and this man right here, Mr. Putvink, and don't be humble here. He puts a lot of time and effort into putting it all together, getting all the barges put together, the pull-up bars. Who's the people that supply the boats and everything? What's their name again?
Oh, Don John Marine, who supplied the barges and the quick boats and the support boats, the tremendous group of men and women. And then the Sunbelt Rentals, which is huge. I saw their stuff out when I was in Salt Lake City. That's one of the owners is former SEAL, and his top guy, right hand man, Brett Coble, is a huge help. They bought all those brand new Rogue pull-up bars.
Oh, wow!
They bought them 2 years ago or something like that. And
good.
Yeah. So big shout out to Sunbelt. There's so many people that do so many great things.
And again, these retired SEALs are coming in from all over the world to participate in this too. It shows a lot about Bill Brown. If you saw him on our show last week, we had him on, or 2 weeks ago.
That's a good question.
Yeah, can't remember. But anybody that saw the show, he's just a tremendous person. Just a real leader, motivator. I've told the story before too. When we went out to the farm, as a kind of a gift to us, we went out to the farm, Pennsylvania, someplace 3 hours away, and we had live guns there with live ammunition. Bill and others were going to be putting on a little demonstration about teamwork and everything. And we started off. Bill's got this way when he's speaking too. He says, "Okay, I want 3 volunteers. One's going to do the tourniquets, one's got the map, and the other one's driving the car." And he goes, "This is live ammunition." And I think myself, what did I get myself into here? Yeah. But you know what? He trained us up so good that once we started shooting it, we were pretty comfortable. Tap, rack, bang, right? Tap, rack, bang. Yeah. So if you ever get a jammed gun, you can tap, rack, bang. And
what's the first thing you do?
Gun up. You're right. Finger off the trigger, gun up. That's interesting. Yeah, like safety was a big thing there, right? And what was great was he put us together. I was with some guy, I didn't know who he was, never met him before. But by the time we were done, it was like we were best buddies because we're learning. You don't fire your weapon to protect yourself. You're firing your weapon to protect your teammate, and everybody does that. What's that?
And kill people.
Oh, he killed guys. Oh man, yeah. I've got a great video. Bill's running beside me as we're going through the exercise. Where your partner runs and then gets down on one knee while he's running. You're blasting away at the target. Then you get down on one knee. Your partner runs again, right? Is that So when your partner's
run.
Yeah. Oh, and Bill's running beside me. He's got the. I was like, I got a Navy SEAL running beside me, firing off this live weapon. That was cool.
You had to leave a little bit early, and the final run we did was a QRF, which is quick response force. So we all piled into the pickup truck, and then we all got out. It's pretty cool. So you stay in line, and then when you get to your target, you kind of break up into 2 units, and you stay behind structure. And same concept, like a group go down, they lay, and so forth. But there was only so many structures, and I was out all alone. Yeah, obviously, we're not getting anything back at us, but it might have been a bad day. But it was fun. So when you get down there, then you finish your business, and then you form a V. Right. So you head back to the truck waiting for you. So you have all 360 vision of any bad guys, and you get on the truck and you tap 3 times, and you go. So it was pretty cool. Yeah,
that was cool. I saw a video of that. There's also the one when I was there. There's a name for it. We were trying to escape, I think what it was. And they had us all in a line. So everybody's firing, right? And then so the one at one end, right? Yeah, the stops. Man, that was cool too, because we were all doing it like in a pattern. We were just learning. We did it a few times, got better and better at, but it was the video was cool.
Era style.
What's that?
That particular drill was from Vietnam. That's what they were in the rice paddies. You lay and then you run, and this guy, and then so you're shifting the whole thing down.
Well, the biggest takeaway I got with the amount that you had to trust your teammate, both to not hurt you, but to also do his job. Like your life is in his hands, right?
And again, you got to be really cognizant of not flagging somebody. So your report's always high, fingers always here, because there's unfortunately in military and in law enforcement, not a lot, but there are occasions where there's blue on blue. We did a thing a few years later where we had Connex boxes and bad guys would be up there, and we have so the way it works is you have the lead guy and say, here's the structure, and 2 guys or 3 guys this way. He's laying down. When you come out, you have to put your hand on his shoulder to make sure he doesn't pop up, because you don't want to put, so it's a little bit more involved, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, very good. All right there, brother. So there's a chance, we were talking before, I cannot make it. My truck is driving me nuts here. Oh, if anybody's a mechanic, okay? So I have this, my truck is running fine. It's just all of a sudden, it doesn't really happen when I first start driving. It's after about 10 or 15 minutes. I randomly get this grinding noise from my front end.
You're here. Yeah, I got to say it's your brakes.
No, I replaced the front brakes. We replaced your brakes and the rotors,
Yeah, you did. So it's not bad.
And it's not when you're hitting the brakes. It's just randomly. Right. It doesn't make sense. It just randomly does it. It'll do it for 3 seconds, and then it won't do it for 10 minutes. It sounds awful. It just sounds like something's grinding, but it's not constantly doing it. Something. Is it front wheel drive, Tom? It's four wheel drive. That full time 4-wheel drive. You know, where it goes on and on. It may have been. That's what the mechanic thought. Maybe the issue, that joint there where it goes together. Yeah, I forgot. But it's weird because it doesn't do it. Like it's 95% of the time it's not doing it, and all of a sudden, yeah, that's the universe. And then your brake there will stop. Yeah. That's the universe, man. Yeah. Let me see here, Ira. Trade it in and get a new one? No, I just put $10,000 in a new engine. I'm not getting a new one. Are you going to give in? Come on, Thomas. No way. Yeah. We're going to drive that till it drops. I got 120,000 miles on it. I'm going to get 300 on that. You know, it is a mission for me now, because I've done that in the past where it gets to 100,000. Now I got to get a new one. No. Because my father and grandfather were the same way. They would drive those cars. They'd take care of it. You take care of it, it should last for at least 200,000. Yeah, totally. Yeah. All right, everybody. Great show today, Mr. Mark Potvin. Again, if I don't make it, best of luck. I know you've got it covered. I really just stand around, don't do anything anyways. But that's not true. Oh yeah, that's true. It's still a blast. I still love going, but yeah, you've got everything taken care of. So again, Navy SEAL Foundation. You could donate anytime, but this is just a fantastic event. Fallen Towers at the Liberty State Park over in New Jersey. Is that New Jersey or is that Jersey City? Jersey City. Yeah. That's in New Jersey? Jersey City, yeah. So you got Liberty State Park and then the science thing. It's all like part of the same park. Yeah. It's a federal park. Great event to go to this Saturday, starting around 6:30 a.m. They get in the water around 8 o'clock, and then they'll be in Lower Manhattan between 10 and 11 o'clock, something like that. After 11:30. 7:30. Okay. But that's again, it's not as much of a ceremony over in New York, but it still is fantastic to see it even over there. So, best of luck, brother. We'll be in touch before the event. If we want to do another show to promote it, we can do that later on in the week too. If we want. Yeah, you know what? I wanted to try and get Chris Wiley on from the museum. Okay. Maybe so. I'll reach out to him. Perfect. And see if he's available. He's part of the he's museum. The director of the SEAL Museum. He's a SEAL, and now he's Lieutenant Mike Murphy, Navy SEAL Museum in. That's right. Sayreville, I believe. Yeah, they've got a big run or some event there too, don't they? Well, they do the Murph there. Right. They just did it like Murph Challenge, like maybe a month ago. Bill went up, a couple guys I know, and then so Chris sent me. He's constructing 1.5 mile OC. And he's already put up all the pull-up stations and stuff. It's going to be pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. Everybody gets a chance to get to that. That'd be fantastic. And again, you don't have to go to the event. You can still make a donation at any time of the year. What? You go head-to-head against Melnick on the obstacle course. Oh, never mind. We got to talk later about the things you suggested that I should. The dogs chasing you. Yes, the dogs. All right, brother. Great to see you. You're very proud of yourself too. I need to say this before the event gets going. You do a fantastic job in a lot of ways, but this event's a big event, and you put a lot of work into it too. So thanks, I appreciate it. It's all for a good cause. All right, brother.